Hi everyone, how are you? I am discussing the 18 wheelers, Dallas truck accidents, and how to put claim and how to take action against the drivers if victim is the front of the Dallas, or if the truck driver is also injured. So what situation will be taken? Dallas truck accident attorneys, we are here. We are discussing some important points about this. Number one, everybody knows the big truck accidents can cause the severe injuries and fatalities. If truck drivers or someone else negligence caused of your injury, you might be entitled to financial compensation. The Benton law firm has been helping accident victims and their families recover from devastating experience like this, and we are ready to fight for you. Contact our Dallas truck accident attorney today to schedule a free consultations. However, here we are some tips to help to avoid accident. Dear listeners, some contents everybody have in his mind. Number one, why hire the Benton law firm? We are discussing the Benton law firm for this situation, for this condition. The question is, why hire the Benton law firm? What should do after a truck accident? Number three, how Benton law firm will handle the accident investigation. Number four, most common cause of truck accident. Number five, most common type of truck accidents. Common injuries sustained in a truck accident. How much are legal fees of for a Dallas truck accident lawyer? Texas law you must follow. Pursuing an insurance claim after a truck accident. Truck accident frequently asked question. Contact the Benton law firm. Dear listeners, we are discussing one by one why we hire the Benton law. Some points are here. Number one, question is, why hire the Benton law firm? We have recovered millions of dollars for accident victims since opening our firm. Our goal is to win your case so you don't have to pay for any expense yourself. You should not have to suffer the consequence of someone else's action. We will fight hard to seek justice and hold to parties that caused you your injuries liable for the suffering you were forced to endure. Legal cases can cause the tremendous amount of stress and frustration. The last thing you want to think about while you are trying to heal is responsibility of handling an insurance claim or lawsuit. You can count on your Dallas truck accident lawyer to complete each step of process on your behalf. You can breathe a sigh of relief knowing we are looking out for your best interest and working hard to reach favorable outcomes in your case. Number second, what should do after truck accident? The truck accident, the decision you make after an accident could impact your case and determine whether you can pursue compensation from the fault party. The shock of what just happened might cut your judgment and jeopardize your case. It's imperative that you follow the steps below to protect your rights if you sustain the injuries and collision with the commercial trucks. Some steps are here. Number one, step number one, report the accident to law enforcement. First, very first, number one, step number one. This step we should read carefully. Number one, report the accident to law enforcement. It's illegal to flee the scene if there is an injury of fatality. Wait for an officer to arrive and investigate the crash. They will complete a crash report and inform you when it's okay to leave. Step number 2, ask the truck driver for their name, contact information, employer information, and insurance. Step number 3 is very important. Take photo of scene and collect as much evidence as possible. Step number 4, look around the people who saw the crash, write down their names and phone numbers. They could provide witness statement and confirm what happened. Step number 5, seek immediately medical treatment. Don't wait to go to hospital or doctor, especially if your injury is severe. If your doctor recommended a treatment plan, you should follow it. It's critical that you don't allow too much time to pass in between appointment to make a habit of skipping appointments. Insurance company look at something like that as evidence that you were not injured or it's not serious enough to require medical attention. Step number 6 is also important. Step number 6 is maintain a record of everything. Every time your doctor prescribe medication, you receive a medical bill or insurance company sends you a letter, keep a copy of it. Every document associated with your case is proof of what happened to you. Step number 7, if you need to get your car repaired, bring it to a repair shop for an estimate of your damage. Step number 8 and last step for this case, hire a Dallas truck accident attorney to represent you in your case. This is the most important step. This is most important step, that hire a Dallas truck accident attorney to represent you in your case. Dear listeners, how the Benton law firms will handle the accident investigation. How? Some questions are arising in the mind of the victim. Investigating a truck accident can be tricky. There are many factors at play and various parties could be held liable. We know how to roughly investigate these kinds of cases to prove someone else was responsible for the crash, and you should receive adequate compensation for your losses. Evidence of the utmost importance. If law enforcement showed up at the accident scene, they have a legal obligation to complete crash report and submit it to the Texas Department of Transportation. We will obtain a copy and review it to determine their findings and who they believe was at fault. Our crucial information we can find on the reports include: number 1, date, approximate time and exact location of collision, name, contact information and auto insurance for all driver involved, vehicle detail such as make and model, VIN and damages, name and phone number of witnesses, descriptions and diagram of the accident, determination of fault, issued traffic situations. Even if the crash report says someone else caused the accident, that is, investigate officers' opinion based on what they saw at the scene. It does not necessarily mean the insurance company will agree with their findings. We will need to gather other evidence to support your claim, including: number 1, statement from the witness; number 2, accident scene photos; number 3, security video footage and crash; number 4, make your medical record; number 5, truck driver qualification, driving history and employment history; number 7, truck tracking company, the trucking company's hiring practices, estimate of the vehicle damages, lost wage report lost wage report, compensation available after an 18-wheeler's accident. We are discussing about the compensation. When a negligent truck driver caused an accident, they have failed in their duty. It is the responsibility to drive with care. By causing an accident, they have created a chain reaction of events that can leave you severely injured and struggling to recover. Large truck accidents are devastating. Chances are, if you have been seriously hurt, you are not just facing medical bills today, you could be starting them down months and even years into the future. Medical bills, recovery cost, rehabilitation, property damages, time, years into the failure, time away from the work, they are up to adds up and add up fast. Depending on the situation, you may be entitled to recover financial compensation. Example of the compensation you may be entitled include: number 1, medical expenses; number 2, future medical expenses; number 3, loss of income; number 4, loss of future earning capacity; number 5, pain and suffering; number 6, mental anguish, physical impairment and disfigurement, loss of consortium, wonderful loss of consortium, and last one is wrongful death. One by one discussing. Medical expenses: you should be reimbursed for the cost of your past and current medical expenses, such as the ambulance ride, emergency room, a visit hospital bills, doctor bills, and medications. Future medical expenses: if your accident has left you suffering from the injuries that require to long-term care, or therapy, you may be entitled to compensation to recover your recovery treatment that could include physical therapy, rehabilitation therapy, and even assistive mm, devices, for example like a wheelchair. Loss of income: for many people involved serious accident, they need to take time away from the work to recover. You may able to be reimbursed for those lost wage. The most important is loss of the future earning capacity. If you have suffered injuries from the accident that make impossible to continue working to your full capacity, you may also be entitled to compensation for a loss of future income. Pain and suffering: an experienced attorney can also help you recover compensation for your pain and suffering following a serious accident. Mental emotional trauma experienced from the crash, such as anxiety, fear, and post traumatic stress (PTSD), depression, and distress. Physical impairment and disfigurement. Figurement, scaring, disfigurement, or loss of use of body part. Loss of consortium. Intangible injuries suffered by the victims spouse from being deprived of comfort, affection, companionship, assistance, society, and sexual relations. Wrongful death: if unfortunately you have lost a loved one due to the truck accident, you may able to recover compensation for their final expenses, medical cost, and loss of your sports. And it's heartbreaking to lose a loved ones, and we cannot make that pain go away, but we can help to make sure that you are left with someone financial stability. While a truck accident have their own unique set of circumstances, there is a universal truth: insurance and trucking companies don't want to take their money. They are for profit businesses and do them. It's their bottom line the matter, not your health and well-being. Now we are discussing the most common causes of the truck accidents. Number 1, driving under the influence of the alcohol or drugs. Number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. Speeding is most common. After alcohol using, the speeding is most common reason of accidents. Number 4, poor weather conditions, road defects, improperly loaded cargoes, failure to check blind spots, and some important most common types of the truck accidents. Number 1, one by one you can read it carefully. Rollover, no zone accidents, head on collisions, tire blowouts, rear end crashes, T-bone crashes, lost road, improperly secured cargo accidents, under override accident. Other type of big vehicles causes we can handle: tractor trailers, dump trucks, tanker trucks, tow trucks, delivery vans, trucks, flatbed trucks, emergency vehicles, construction vehicles. Common injuries sustained in the trucks accidents: number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Spinal cord injury is most dangerous injury. The most dangerous injury. How much are legal fees for the Dallas truck accident lawyer? This is most important question. At the Benton law firm, we want our client to receive quality legal representation that they can afford. Unlike other law firms, we won't charge upfront fees of the cost. When you hire us, our legal fees will come out, and the compensation we win from your insurance claim or lawsuit. If we lose your case, we won't have to pay. Oh, this is amazing news. Some laws are here. You were a minor at the time of the crash. The 2 years statute would not being until you turn 18 years old, and the defendant left the state before you filed. Pursuing an insurance claim after a truck accident. This is the topic of our discussion. Texas follow the fault of the system. When it's come to the motor vehicles crashes, that means the person who caused becomes the finally responsible to the victim injuries, medical bills, and the associated losses. And drivers carry liability. Insurance companies compensate for an injured party damages. After your truck accident, you will need to determine which is insurance carries the use and request to copy or policies determine how much cover the available will be filed to claim and submit all the evidence we find during the investigation and crashes. Trucks accident require frequently asked question. This is last topic of this discussion. Number 1, you might have someone question about how handle your case to compensation. You are entitled after an 18-wheeler accident. We have answered some one of the most common question of the accident victim. Ask us help you prepare for the process ahead. I'm sure you like this video. If you have any question in your mind, please ask it in comment box. I will reply you 24/7. Like my video and share with your friends and family members, and we will meet in next video. Okay, bye bye.